Hey folks, we have a solar eclipse coming up on Tuesday, July 2nd in the sign of Cancer. So of course I want to check in and see what sorts of messages are coming through. Really quick, if you're watching, please hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications of my new readings. But yeah, anyway, eclipses are really intense. So, very curious to see what we find. I have 3 piles here as always. First pile is my little scorpion friend. That's number 1. I chose more kind of intense magical items for these groups. And then number 2, we have labradorite. That is, oh, it's hard to see. It's like, there we go. It's a really incredible spiritual stone. It can help with visions and protecting yourself, when you are in like a trance state. Having trouble getting the words out. I shuffled for like, I don't know if it was an hour, but a long time. There's been some, like, again, a lot of energy, a lot of preparation for this reading. So here's pile number 3. Sorry to ramble. That's the quartz pendulum. So pick your pile, and we're gonna get into pile number 1. Pile number 1. Scorpion pile. If you don't know already, Scorpion, very magical, very deeply magical, and eclipses, you are going into the dark. So, Scorpio has a lot to do with that, like shadow work and stuff like that. So, ooh, right away. Oh my goodness. Cool. Jumped out at me right away. Pile number 1 is Solace. It's interesting, it's a solar eclipse, and we have Sol right here, like first pile. Solace is like, it's like a go-between between you and what you want and the divine. So this is good. This is like, if you want to manifest something, it's a really good time. You just have to actually take the steps to do that. So your eclipse message is quite magical. So just know that Solace is there. I might look him up also to get any more details from that, but you just have to ask. So make an intention by writing it down. Saying things out loud is the thing that really works too. So if you really can't say it out loud, you can write something down and burn it, but ask. Ask your guides. You can ask Solace specifically, but yeah, he's just waiting there for you to tell him what you need. This might have to do with work. This is about like 3 of Coins is like about cooperation, so you might be working in some sort of a group, I mean, I guess most people are in workplaces, a lot of people are self-employed too, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I just feel like this has to do with a workplace, something having to do with a workplace, it's funny, there's a lot of mixed things. Well, I mean, it's an eclipse, so I feel like this is sort of trying to cover not just work, but like everything going on with you right now. We have the Father of Swords upside down. That's an Aquarius card. So this is, I feel like this is probably you. You just might not be feeling great right now for some reason. Either that, or you're dealing with a person that's very closed off emotionally, or maybe you are. Maybe you're feeling very emotionally closed off, or tight-lipped, because Aquariuses they're good communicators, but they will disappear. Like, they're definitely the types of people that if they don't want someone to get into contact with them, they will make sure that that is the way it's going to be. They won't talk to you till they feel like talking to you, so maybe that's the energy you're in right now. We have the Hyena card here. This is interesting, because the hyena has to do with kind of covering your truth with jokes. And having a sense of humor is good. It's just saying, like, you might not be expressing your true feelings. You might be kind of making jokes about your pain and stuff like that. I totally can relate. But I think it's kind of pointing you to be more true to yourself. So yeah, those 2 things kind of go together. Like, when you have the Aquarius, Father of Swords, tight-lipped, not emotionally open about their feelings, or just don't want to communicate right now. And then you have the hyena, who isn't they are communicating, but they're not really telling the truth. They're covering the truth with, you know, levity, and you know, it could be a real true lightheartedness, but it could also be not the whole story. Then right here we have the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is Pisces. So there's Pisces and there's Aquarius here. They could, I feel like they're probably just both representing you, but again, see if you're thinking, if your situation that you're kind of thinking of right now involves another person, then, you know, see which one fits who. But the Pisces card, it's very creative, artistically or otherwise, and also it's, you know, the knights are always bringing messages. Like, this guy's bringing a cup, but that represents, like, emotion. So it's interesting that we have this card of, like, closed off, not expressing emotions, and then this really romantic message of love or a total expression of emotions, sometimes creatively. And then we have the work card here. So creative work. I wonder if... My feeling is this is a message to express your feelings through your creative work. So, I mean, I'm guessing you're some sort of artist or something. I mean, there's creative writing, like, there's other kinds of things like that. But yeah, whatever you're doing, I think your work is creative, and you work with other people. So that could be like musicians in a band too, you know, or some creative group, or, you know, theater group, or anything like that. You're having trouble expressing yourself and telling your truths. You're more likely to joke about things and not talk about your pain seriously or whatever you're going through. But your way out of that, your message from the eclipse, is to just use your creative work to express your emotions. Which I know that is what a lot of people do with creative work, but not everybody. I mean, art is intellectual, and so if you are like this Aquarius person, you may be more likely to be intellectual or intellectualizing whatever creativity or creative thing that you do, and this is saying to express emotions now through that. You don't have to drop the other part of it, but just, yeah, if you're having trouble in real life expressing your emotions, express it through your work, and it's going to be creative work. And also, you have this great manifesting potential. So I feel like maybe whatever creative thing you're going to manifest with this eclipse energy, it's going to be a really good emotional release for you. But this is really good. I'm going to clarify everything because it's the eclipse, and I'm just going to do that, even though I don't feel like you necessarily need too much clarification. But let's see what the Crow cards say. Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. This usually, if it's upright, talks about starting something new, and it's upside down. So I wonder if you're just stuck on something. And then I just grabbed another clarifier with the kitty cards, and you have success. So I think that the cat catches the mouse. Look at that. At the end of all of this is success. I think maybe it's either not time to start your new project quite yet. Maybe soon. Maybe you're like building up to that. But do it. And when you do it, express your feelings. If you can't express them like one-on-one, like just in conversation with people or whatever, use your art or whatever creative thing you're doing to express whatever your feelings are. And that's going to bring success. And with Solace over here, it's like anything you need, you just ask. Just ask for what you need. And express your feelings. Yeah, I don't look at this ace so much as like a false start as you're just trying to get yourself, like, having enough courage to do whatever it is you're thinking of doing. If it's an art project or something, that can be nerve-wracking, like something new and something that is really speaking from the heart. But yeah, you should do it. And if you use a lot of humor, just use humor to really tell your truths instead of covering it up. I think that just came through right now. I think the hyena, nothing wrong with the hyena, in and of itself. You can use that humor to tell a truth. You can even be a comedian, I don't know. But yeah, use your creativity and your art to express the feelings that you can't express or don't feel ready to express in your personal life. So that's your eclipse message. That's pretty deep, number one. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, email me for readings. All my info's in the description box. Thanks for watching. Okay, we are on to pile number 2 with the labradorite, which I can't get the right angle in the camera for. Oh, come on. It's not. There we go. These stones are just really cool. I'm not trying to take up time. I'm just like, there you go. There you go, number 2. Anyway, we are going to see what your eclipse message is. I'm starting to get a little out of it because this energy is a lot. Wow! This is so cool. The second reading in a row, this has been awesome. The sun! Solar Eclipse, and you got the sun. And in the last reading, it wasn't the sun card, but it was like a sun-like card. With even in the name is Sol, S-O-L. So we have the solar eclipse here talking to us. The sun is a incredibly positive card. Like, you couldn't ask for a more positive card, really. So, I mean, I think your message is just really positive. It's like, good things coming. I don't even really have to do the rest of the reading when you have a card like this. This is just like, everything's working out really well. I love this card, too, with the baby dragon. It's so great. It's like, roaring to the sun, kind of. But yeah, good stuff for you. Your message is just good. Positivity. I love this chariot card. You have the chariot here. These are shiny, so there's a lot of glare usually, but it's a really pretty one. And so you're going towards something good. You're on your way. You're on your way to good stuff. We have Singer of Courage here. So, I want to look this up for a second, but I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just like, yeah, you have it. You have the strength. You have it together. It's time to, like, just harness, like with the chariot card, harness all of that courage and move forward because you're going to be really successful. Let me look that up really quick. Singer of Courage. I don't think there's more to it than that, but yeah, bravery, sublimation of fear, moral strength, that's cool. Most people have decided by the age of 3 or 4 what they must do in order to survive. From this decision, this belief about how the world is, most of our fears and self-limitations grow. Have we the courage to discover and break through these limiting beliefs, awaken to greater possibilities, and go for our objectives? We need to transcend our fears and accept the gift of courage. Yeah, I mean, there you go. It's just like this card, too, looks the same way. It's like you're moving forward and feeling strong. Now, the last 2 cards here are upside down, but with all of this, I mean, and usually I like to give the bad news first, but right now this is so positive that, like, I wouldn't worry about the reversed cards. We have the Son of Cups, which is interesting because the last reading got this, but upright, and this is a Pisces card. So, I don't know if you're feeling stuck creatively, I don't know if you're having trouble expressing your emotions, you're holding in your feelings somehow. And then we have the hummingbird upside down, which I have to look up. I really like the hummingbird, but I can't quite remember what the story is there. It's an air card. Not surprising. Little bird. About your mind. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. Oh yeah, this is about going back to, like, refilling your cup, which is interesting, because this one, the cup's upside down, so it's spilling out. So the hummingbird's telling you to like, replenish yourself, I think. The sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird, and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. You might just be a little anxious, And that might have to do with, like, just grounding yourself. Like, maybe this move forward is going to take a lot of your energy, so you just have to replenish your cup. You have to fill your emotional cup up again, so you might have to just take care of yourself, do some self-care, but just know that you're moving towards something good. I'll clarify these though, because I don't know, the reverse cards, there's like a little bit of creative block for you, but I think that the eclipse is going to like open that up. I think maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's where you are now, but this is going to move, because the eclipse hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen in a few days, so I think that your message is that those creative and emotional blocks are going to be removed, and you will be able to feel replenished, but still take care of yourself. But yeah, let's see what the crows say. Knight of Cups upright. This is the third time this card has come up, and it's been only 2 readings now. So something here about creativity. I think that's what it is. You're gonna, like, everything I said about the Knight of Cups, it's a Pisces card, it's creative, it's about a message of love or emotion, emotional expression. And you know, you have the knight here and the crow with the horse. You also have the lotus here with the horse and the chariot. Moving forwards towards creative expression. It's like everyone's expressing themselves creatively right now. And then we have the Hanged Man with the cat cards. The cat is hanging off the window. That's upside down, so that's really what it looks like. But this is, you're getting up. You saw things from a different perspective. Maybe something that's going to happen during this eclipse is going to change your perspective, and you're going to be able to move forward and express yourself emotionally and creatively. And shit's just going to work out. Everything's just going to work out. It's just really positive. Really, really good. The solar eclipse is going to be really good for you. If you don't feel good right now, you'll feel differently once the eclipse happens. And you're just going to move towards a really positive direction. So, great! That's your reading, Pile 2. I hope it resonated. Please like, share, subscribe to my channel. My info's in the description box. Please email me for personal readings. And thanks for watching. Okay, on to pile number 3. The quartz pendulum. Let's see what your eclipse message is. Oh my goodness, the same this is crazy. We have had repeat cards in all 3 piles. The first pile also had the King of Swords, and it was also reversed. Aquarius energy. We got a lot of Aquarius energy everywhere. Or maybe just the Aquariuses decided to watch this reading. Like, that's amazing. So yeah, people are holding in their feelings. That's what I will say. And Cancer is a very, very emotional sign. It's all about, like, nurturing and, like, just emotions everywhere. You're not holding in the emotions. The Cancer feeling is, like, about that. And, you know, for you, here's the frog upside down. So we have Cancer, that's the water sign, about all this watery emotion, but the frog's upside down. The frog's about replenishment. This keeps coming up. It's like similar messages for everybody, where it's time to replenish yourself emotionally. And I think this eclipse is going to do that. It's going to move you emotionally in some way, where if you're not doing that, you're not focusing on your emotions, you're not expressing your emotions, you're not replenishing your emotions, this is going to really shift that. We have the star, which is like healing, spiritual guidance. Mercury's involved with this. Also, Aquarius is involved with the star. Aquarius energy. Okay, so I gotta talk about Aquarius then. That's the energy that is, they are, you know, I joke that it's like the kind of alien mad scientist of the zodiac. They are weirdos a lot of the time, or they're like nerds in a certain way, though, like more in a scientific way rather than just like Virgo, which would be like a math nerd kind of thing. Very flamboyant dressers a lot of the time, really outside the box thinkers, you know, people that would be into psychedelics sometimes hippies, thinking in weird ways, caring about the community, humanitarians a lot of times, what's fair for the community, but they're not always great on a personal level. They're not emotional sometimes. And so when you have the King of Swords upside down, that's a great example of when Aquarius people aren't expressing their emotions. They will ghost everyone when they want to. They're definitely people who want to connect with a lot of people, but also don't want people to connect with them when they want to be alone, and they will go off on their own, and you'll just see them again when they feel like you should see them again. So I feel like you're very much in that energy, but there's a positivity around it. I feel like that's where you are now, but this eclipse seems to be opening people up emotionally, and that makes sense because that's Cancer. You know, when you have a sign like Scorpio, Scorpio is very, like, gonna hold in their emotions and not tell anyone unless it's like a certain couple people that they trust. But Cancers are completely open, and they are very caring, and want to take care of people. Sometimes they're overwhelmed by their own emotions, so you could have overwhelming emotional experiences with this eclipse. We have the Five of Spears here, which is the Five of Wands. That can be a conflict, but can also be, like, not a big conflict. It's almost can be like play fighting. And then the other meaning of this card is not really negative. It's just about, like, they say that the way that this card is illustrated is almost like molecules bouncing around, really. Like, they're trying to illustrate, like, this movement that's happening, because, like, something is changing states. I know I'm not good at explaining that kind of stuff, but you know what I mean. It's, like, not just people fighting. It's just, like if I've used this example before, but, like, if you're turning up the heat on boiling water or something, and all, the water is bubbling, that's this energy. So I feel like maybe I think maybe you're holding in a lot of emotional stuff that you're not expressing, and that's probably what that's about. You're holding it in, and that would not be great, but I think that with the star and with this healing, with this eclipse, I think that that's going to come to the surface. We also have Indy here. Indy, I've seen him in so many readings that I do. He pops up all the time. It's about making a decision and about balance. It's a Libra energy, actually. It's kind of a Libra card. And see him with the two, like, balancing the two balls there. Yeah, it's usually about balance, and it means you have to make a decision, but it's reversed, which means it's, like, not time to quite make the decision yet. Maybe you don't have all the information. So I'm wondering if information, you just have to wait. The information might come through once the eclipse passes. It just might not be time yet, and maybe once this eclipse goes past, you'll know what to do. There's more eclipse stuff happening, like, so it could also be that you still aren't going to have enough information yet, but you're going to have an emotional release anyway. So I'm going to clarify this with the crows. King of Cups! Look at this! Okay, oh my god, by the way, look, he's wearing a tie. Like, I love that, the little crown and the tie. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Okay, so I was mentioning Scorpio. This is the Scorpio card, and this is the King of Cups has a handle on his emotions. He can express them. It's just when he feels like it. Like, Scorpio holds it in, only expresses that to certain people that they care for, that they feel like are worth it to know about their emotional feelings and their depth of emotion. So I feel like maybe this is where you're headed. Maybe you were this guy. Gender doesn't matter, whatever gender you are. And more Aquarius energy, more blocked off emotional energy. But then, after this eclipse, you're going to be able to express yourself emotionally. That's come up for every pile, so that's what this is about. This eclipse is about being able to express yourself emotionally, feeling your feelings, and not denying your feelings, actually really feeling them and really processing them. So then one more card from the kitties. Seven of Swords reversed. So the Seven of Swords is usually about, it's hard to see here, but the mice are stealing cheese. It's, like, really hard to see, but the cat is sleeping and the mice are stealing cheese, so it's about some sort of deceptive activity, which isn't always necessarily bad, but it's secretive, underhanded, like, being kind of crafty and behind the scenes. But it's reversed. So I think that there's not going to be any of that. I think there's not going to be deception. It's an end to deception. You're going forwards to be this King of Cups and being strong with your emotions, in control of your emotions, but not afraid to express them when you want to. You won't feel conflicted in that way anymore. So big emotional release coming, for this eclipse. Good stuff. Feel your feelings, everybody. That was your reading pile 3. I hope it resonated. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Email me for readings. Donate to my PayPal. All my information's in the description box. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.